got it done. And let me make sure it's over here. It says, got it. All righty, y'all. Peace and greetings to you all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco in northwestern Mexico. How are you guys? I'd like to welcome you to our 7-day tropical medical astro weather report. And I'm here with my magnificent and beloved brother in whom I am well pleased. And he is...
Islam, peace and love to you all. Happy Wednesday, happy Mercury Day. Soy Hamano, Shanley Neil. You already know that all is well. And you know what I'm saying? If y'all already know, I be forgetting. I don't know if y'all forget, but put a brave part in the chat, if the bros, if y'all could help me assist me in remembering what was that other appellation, bro, that the bros gave me. What was that again? Brave heart. Oh, brave heart.
Always fun, guys. Let's go and screen share immediately here. All righty, knock these things on out. I'd like to welcome you guys to our 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar for our 7-day tropical medical astro weather report. This astro calendar is for March Aries 2023 to February Pisces 2024. Quote, time never was when man was not, end quote. And we are quoting Al-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity via affidavit, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And guys, we're here wrapping up for the last day, right, for this particular month, right, this moon cycle, right? However, this particular Gregorian calendar month that has both the fire sign Leo, the lion, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Sol, right, sun, and the earth sign Virgo, the virgin, right, anciently and contemporarily ruled by or hosted by, if you use the Greek term, instead of rulership, and I think in some of the ancient texts from our ancestors, oikos despotes, which basically is saying host, right? So the host anciently and contemporarily is Mercury. So we're here. We're going to be doing from the 31st August to the 6th September. So here, the 31st, guy, Brother Sean Ali Null will be opening up and knocking out those 3 lunar transits there, while Luna is continuing its transit through Pisces. Then we'll move on to the Gregorian calendar month that has the earth sign Virgo the Virgin, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Mercury, and the air sign Libra, right? The scales, right? Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Venus. On the first, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, going in for that holy day, right? I have 2 lunar transits, all righty, while Luna is completing its transit through Pisces. Then Luna is void of course for 2 hours and 50 minutes. Moon void of course is buyer's remorse, so make no major transactions or any transactions or any fresh plans between 6:35 anti-meridian Eastern and 9:25 anti-meridian Eastern. Then Luna ingresses Aries at 9:25 anti-meridian Eastern, and then I have that last lunar transit where Luna's reflecting Mars. For the second is Brother Sean, where he has that transit for Luna trine Venus, the only aspect taking place, and it's happening before sunrise on Saturday. All right, so I'm just bobbing off of that energy after Luna reflects Mars. Then it's nothing but that Luna trine Venus energy going on for Saturday. Sunday is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. For the third, Luna is continuing its transit through Aries. It's making its last transit square to Pluto at 0700 hours 57 minutes. All righty, or 7:57 anti-meridian Eastern. Then going to void of course for 3 hours and 3 minutes before ingressing its exaltation sign Taurus at 1100 hours or 11 anti-meridian Eastern, just 1 hour before noon. And then that lunar Saturnian sextile. Brother Sean has the 4th, right, for that fiscal calendar day called Labor Day. And he's going in on those 5 transits there, 1 mercurial Jupiterian trine, a solar lunar trine, and then 3 lunar transits there while Luna transits Taurus. On the 5th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. I have those 3 lunar transits while Luna is completing its transit through. So I have those 3 lunar aspects, let me say. while Luna is completing its transit through Taurus. Alrighty, and then it goes void of course for 3 hours and 20 minutes. So again, Moon void of course is buyer's remorse, make no transactions, then make no major plans. However, if major plans were made prior, to this, and then it just so happens it happens during that time, it's fine, no worries. All right, just don't make any new plans during the moon void of course, as well as any major transactions. Do not want to have that quote unquote buyer's remorse or planner's remorse either. Then after those 3 hours and 20 minutes being void of course, Luna ingresses Gemini at 1600 hours and 6 minutes, so 4:06 post meridian Eastern, and then Luna squares Saturn, right? That lunar Saturnian quartile. And closing us out on the day that the third quarter moon takes place, Brother Sean Ali Mel will be taking us out with those 5 transits there. All right. Looks like we're having that Mercury Cazimi taking place again, right? And then there's going to also be, besides those other 3 lunar transits, a solar lunar square. All righty. So guys, let's jump right into it for our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report for the 31st August through the 6th September 2023. Brother Sean, you got any announcements or anything you'd like to say before we get started, bro?
Oh yeah, get y'all's reports while everything is on sale right now from an upcoming solar return. Be sure to join us this Saturday for our Tupac astrological concept correction discussions. Don't want to miss out. The last 2 have been great, and I know that the discussions will only get more and more better and interesting. So don't miss out. I mean, because we pick out random things and just go in, and then we ended up finding treasure, right? As some would like to say, finding treasure in things that, from just being random and doing what we do. So get that. We will be live with Dr. G on Tuesday. And for everyone, I think we might have said it before, but we do have another workshop coming up September 23rd. Me and Brother Sign, I'll be doing leading away with the Reiki, and Brother Sign will be assisting with the astrology. So mark your calendars for September 23rd for that. And yeah, book your sessions.
Correct.
Man of Magician Report, Mirror sessions, or family astrology, or get your business, right? Get your marketing done by us. As we have, various amounts of things to offer. So make sure that y'all are fully capitalizing on the what we have to offer here. And if we don't have it up and you think of it, just message us, all right? Because we do family from Synastry and various things. So make sure that y'all get that. And Brother Hassan had suggested to extended 7 days, and I've thought about it. So y'all will actually have until September 13th to book your readings and sessions with I for 32% off. Because after that, I'm not sure when the next time things will be heavily discounted. So get those and get y'all sessions. Share us out with your loved ones, your friends, your colleagues. If you know someone that has a business, and they're looking to market or, design, need help with designing content, make sure that, holler at us, 7 Hill Star, as we can do that. And I said the family dynamics and everything else. We have it all here, specifically for Moorish Americans, but we are open for everyone. And most likely, it's usually the Albions that actually will come more than the Moorish Americans. But, we're looking to, like I said, be of assistance to the people. And we also have classes and workshop as well that's already pre-recorded that y'all can transact for and learn on your own time. And make sure y'all get y'all's calendar, as Brother Hassan showed earlier. The Astro Weather calendar, ye can get that tailored to your own transits. So make sure that y'all get those as well.
Correct. All right. And we will put up the new flyer for, I think it's where is it actually? It's probably here, classes and events. I just got to change to say the 2nd September, which I have the actual flyer for, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. There it is, right there. Right. So the Universally Professional Astrology Community presents astrology concepts discussions for the 2nd September 2023. And again, guys, it's from noon to 4 Eastern. So we have the 2nd, the 9th, and the 16th for astrology discussions. And then the next astrology discussion will not be until the 21st of October, because the 23rd, 30th, 7th, and 14th is the workshop that Brother Sean was telling you about, that he's actually hosting. I am co-hosting that with him for those 4 Saturdays. And then again on the 21st, we'll be back to the astrology discussions, where it's free for members. So if you guys join TUPAC, how did you go about joining TUPAC? Well, you did that by going up here where it says more, seeing that drop down menu there, right? And you click on TUPAC there. And for workshops, membership, and the eligibility tuition, you guys know right now it's $250 for a lifetime membership. So you click that picture there as I just did, and it will take you to the checkout, where, at the top of the page, it's going to remind you, make sure you holler at copper crystal canvases for all of your copper crystal canvas beauty, right? Like seriously, for your garden, even for your own body. Make sure you guys take it seriously. And shout out to you that just recently made orders. Shout out to you guys. Your bracelets are on the way, right? So here, right, for lifetime membership and a quick thinking, Moon and Mercury astrology workshop recordings, all righty, because we did that back on the 12th and the 13th August 2023. And it was on a Saturday and a Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. However, it's almost 10 hours of video, actually, instead of just 8 hours. So guys won't be disappointed. So that way you become a member of TUPAC. All the Saturday discussions will be free for you. However, it will only be discounted when it comes to workshops. We'll have a discounted number for members when it's workshops. But when it's the astrology discussions, members are free. You can come in and we can discuss as much astrology as we possibly can and go over different techniques within 2 hours. The last one we did was like almost 3 hours, man. It was like, we almost went a whole hour over Saturday just passed. But guys, we want to keep it at 2 hours the best we can. I mean, that's because I love having this discussion, guys. Like any professional in anything, like if it was basketball, Seven Hill Star is always in the gym. Seriously, we're always exercising, working out. So when it comes to this astrology, we're always studying, we're always exercising, we're always going over charts and looking at different things in that nature. So, we're always dropping them buckets, you know what I mean? So with that being said, guys, that's how this would be free for you if you are a member. However, if you have a student card and you're not a member, it'll be 15 units via the CashApp, Caduceus symbol, OurAstrologyStreet. If you're not a member and you don't have a student card, fret not. It's only 30 units for non-members, and it will take place via Zoom. All right. So, and guys, when you go here and check it on out, it's actually, right? Let's go on back there to the page, right? When you go to check out for it, guys, if you do it here, and we still prefer you guys do it through Cash App or Apple Pay, you know what I mean? Honestly, you would just have to ask for the Apple Pay number, so to speak. However, with that being said, let's go back. That's not what I meant to do. All right. On down it, right? Classes and events. If you were to click on this, right? And like I said, I'll change the picture there, guys. But you shall see, right? What it is. All righty. And you'll be able to do what you do there also if that's your preference. But you see where it says pay later because we're doing offline payments via Cash App or Apple Pay, preferably first. Oh, you know, sometimes people have like Zelle or something like that. And, you know, one of the brothers may have a means for you to be able to transact that way. However, we prefer Cash App and Apple Pay. You know, no offense to those that don't have Cash App or don't have Apple phones. It's just, you know, what we prefer for right now. Or if you have an iPad, that'd be great too. Right. All right. So with that being said, let's get this thing going, man. Let's really get this thing started. Brother Sean's going to lead us off, of course. I'm going to share the screen over here. Get us started. You guys have any questions, comments, and or suggestions, just put it there in the chat and we will get to it expeditiously. All right. So just taking quite a bit of a look here. All right. Make sure that's down. Okay, cool. And I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Aleem El Islam.
Islam. Alrighty, so here we go for Thursday. All right, August 31st. We have the sun at 7 degrees, 47 minutes, still at the degree of dress. If I'm correct on that, yes, from 7 to 10. So for the sunrise for today, with ruling over the 12th house cusp, and then overall ruled by Mercury in the first and retrograde. Yeah, make sure one is actually dressing up, you know, not only their physical body, but their soul and spiritual bodies. And really, you know, see the beauty. Oh, shit. Yeah, make sure that you're really like looking within. Like if one can really take the time for 2 to 3 to 5 minutes to, you know, either meditate, get outside and ground, or even just, you know, find a breath practice like pranayama, to really do something to unlock that spirituality, that breath within oneself, and to really see that inner light that is always shining, and not really being that fascination and denial about, you know, the light which one can, you know, truly see. And with Mercury and Venus being retrograde, right, in those two houses, really to see the beauty when it comes to relating with others. But first and foremost, surrendering to self. And with that, I yield the floor. So looks like, yeah, this is after sunrise. We have a lunar Jupiterian sextile. How would you look? I'm starting out with it with the 7th house. Right. This is at 15 degrees, 33 minutes. Taurus and Sagittarius, and Jupiter 7. That's pretty cool. So
Pisces.
Jupiter, Pisces, yeah. So with this Luna and Jupiter sextile, it's just the easy growth opportunity when it comes to, you know, emotional nurturing. So with Luna in the 5th, that's definitely doing some creating, like art, paint, music, you know, really just getting into liberal arts. And Jupiter in the 7th is expanding that creativity that's stemming from Luna, and possibly even realizing one of Moor's intuitions or psychic gifts. And able to just to see the both sides of thing. And Jupiter in the 7th, that's partnerships, that's relationships. So growing and expanding upon, you know, the things that might seem minor, but, you know, can truly be major if one chooses themselves to see those things. And let's say final expositor, and Jupiter got a rulership over Luna and Saturn. So yeah, really see the value in working hard and also restricting oneself from things, and really just let one's will be beautiful. So possibly even just doing some things behind the scene, you know. It's kind of like, you know, donating to charity or to those that are in need or those that deserve it, but not having to post on all social media to make yourself look a kind of way. Really just value the things that fire one up. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so next we have a lunar Mercury reflection, right? Mercury is definitely in that 9th house. And Luna is in the 3rd, and this is occurring at 18 degrees, 45 minutes, Pisces and Virgo. Right, so this is just, once again, looking within. Mercury's retrograde. So possibly beings can really be being of service to themselves, by communicating the things, the details, the higher knowledge, while reflecting on things from their local childhood, possibly even their local community as well, or able to now really start seeing the beauty in things. Just seeing beauty and love and, communicating those things and really thinking about, going into deep thought or meditation or even journaling on the things that, served and made you up while you were young, and things that might be of interest, but also able to now communicate. So possibly, let's see, Ascendant 24 Sagittarius, Jupiter in the 5th. Yeah, this is creating and just surrendering to one's creative projects and, and things that are of value. So get past the delusional stage and really, tap into reality, but just go east and look within. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so for the last aspect, we have a lunar Uranian sextile. All right, known as definitely in that 11th. And Uranus is in the 1st house, right? 23 degrees. So, let one's mind be transformed. This is like a binge 7 hill star, right? Finding some playlists, whether it's a weather report or even like Prophet Noble Drew University. This is like just stimulating one's mind with things that are logical and reasonable, but are transformative. So something sudden may come up to where what one thought was true, they're going to have to make a change in how they think and how they view things. And Luna's in the 11th, so we think about friendships and the groups. So this is like discussions, and Jupiter is definitely ascending with that. So, and Uranus retrograde. So reflect on the changes that have occurred in one's life. Rather than looking at it as something bad or things are being taken away or this is happening because of this and that, like really look at it as a push or a nudge to move oneself to their goal, to their destiny and purpose, rather than looking at it as something that's trying to hindering you. Just see it as a transformation to expand you, to send you off, like a rocket ship, to, take off. Rather than something that's trying to limit you, because it's only what one sees within their mind. So Jupiter right there is like, be one's own truth, be one's own priest. And Luna is ruling over that 4th house cusp, which is at 26 degrees. So, see the value and the beauty in one's home life, but also be able to let oneself be transformed by not conforming to one's home life and upbringing. Possibly an ancestor message coming through as well. So open, journal, and just be open to receive. And I yield the floor to my bro. As he goes in on the 1st of the month.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. All right, so for the 1st September 2023, here, I let her get. At 0600 hours, 39 minutes and 11 seconds Eastern, or 6:39:11 anti-meridian Eastern. Sun's at 8 degrees, 45 minutes Virgo. So, about 8 degrees is mixing and blending, right? So maybe some mixing and blending pertaining to some psychological details, that you've been paying attention to, or maybe have had recent thoughts and communications about as far as you are concerned within yourself. probably been internalizing some thoughts and some communications that, you're paying attention to things that were signals, things that maybe sparked your interest some time ago, maybe within the last year or so. And now you're like making decisions about incorporating it, so to speak, into how you present yourself. All right. So with that being said, there's some beauty in the fascination and denial pertaining to allowing yourself to be seen. Maybe you're not used to presenting yourself a certain way for others to be able to see yourself. Maybe you usually underdress, or maybe you usually don't allow yourself to be dolled up a certain way, or don't get your hair done a certain way, or something like that. I think this would be the moment where you can probably try some of these things out with this Venus and Mercury retrograde, which is very interesting to even see as far as this sun in Virgo is concerned. It's just really letting you know that there's probably some styles that you're thinking about that will probably present you a little better, or bring you into the spotlight, so to speak. However, temporary, because you may be one who kind of likes being in the background. However, this also might be something very significant for beings thinking about doing some type of, maybe you're into some type of art, face painting, maybe makeup artistry of some sort. There may be huge things about that are happening also, where you can actually probably do it great for others, but not for yourself. So allow yourself to just, be able to enjoy that as your day goes on. And with that, I yield the floor. The first transit's happening before sunrise here at about 4:13 approximately, 4:13 anti-meridian Eastern. There's a lunar Neptunian conjunction that's taking place. It's at 26 degrees Pisces, 46 minutes. Of course, Neptune is still retrograde, and this is taking place in the 8th house. So, guys, while you're at home and you may be doing some reorganizing or reinstituting some things at home, maybe you're carving out a space for yourself to do some meditation. Maybe you need to go into a room for maybe some yoga or some type of breathing exercises. Allow yourself to do so. I know it's for the purpose of you clearing your mind and clearing your head. Make sure you go about doing that so you can be able to have some balance in how you would like to clear yourself. If you're resting and recharging at this time, maybe you want to pay attention to what's being communicated in your dreams. It may provide you balance when interacting with others, when it's time for you to actually blend your energy with others, have a joint energy activity to take place. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna is sextiling Pluto. Just about 4 minutes before sunrise, Luna is sextiling Pluto at about 0600 hours, 35 minutes, which is 0600 hours, 35 minutes, 23 seconds to be exact. And Luna is there in the 7th house, of course. Pluto's there in the 5th. So, these are 3 houses away from each other. So it could be dealing with some form of communication pertaining to self-expression and how you can relate it to others. So what will be absolutely wise here is to really allow yourself to be secure in those communications. You may have to do something that's going to affect your status within your relationship. However, there will be this newfound respect pertaining to that, where you'll be able to have a surefire moment of knowing what energy has to be poured out for the greater good of your own self-expression. However, if it's looked at as being a bit rebellious, let it be known that the energies that you're taking on and that you're giving to others is for a means to actually transform not only your own self-expression, but actually transform how you go about your everyday activities to be able to have resources for yourself. So that's the way that recalling, so to speak, or looking inward pertaining to the institution, pertaining to your relationships and how you relate to others, will affect your standing. However, overall will secure you in those relationships. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna, of course, is void, of course, as we said, for 2 hours and 50 minutes. All right, I was making it. It was last aspect was sextile to Pluto, and at about 9:25, it's actually 0900 hours, 24 minutes and 38 seconds for the first. Luna's ingressing Aries, all righty, which is naturally the 10th house from Cancer, so to speak. So here, when it comes to your everyday work, or maybe even your pets also, or maybe someone is into so-called pet grooming, so to speak, right? I will say that here is where, when it comes to pets, there's going to be probably some quick thoughts, fast movements, a means to make quick decisions, no matter how dizzying they may be. There's going to be in this particular moment for the people to really bring to head a means to be sure about the path that they're going to take. If you're going to be driven to thoroughly make sure you're isolating your emotions from that which you are carrying to institute thoroughly, then institute those things, set your boundaries, set your standards, and be able to move forward so you'll feel better about your daily routine as you move forward with it from that point on. With that, I yield the floor. Luna's reflecting Mars at about 1400 hours and 49 minutes. And to be exact, it's taking place at 1400 hours, 49 minutes, and 23 seconds for the 1st September 2023. Again, for a holy day, right? Friday. And it's taking place in Luna's joy. Luna has its joy there in the 3rd house, and the sun is in its joy right there in the 9th, along with Mercury and Mars. Mars and Luna are reflecting each other, part tower reflection at 3 degrees Libra, 22 minutes. All right. So with that being said, just really take this opportunity, guys, to allow yourself to work very hard in finding the balance with things of ideas you may have had about securing yourself. Maybe there's ideas that you thought about as far as your own self-esteem. Here's where you could probably learn a lot about yourself and really go within and kind of measure your heart, weigh your heart out, really go into the minute. You may have to take a microscopic view on your own subconscious mind by really analyzing what is it that you're doing spiritually to better institute self-discipline in your own thinking. And then making sure you're adopting these things in your thought life so that you can have a better outcome in reaction to others around you. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased as he goes in on the 2nd September 2023, Brother Sean Ali Nell Islam.
All right, so here we are for Saturday. Saturn day, we got sun at 9 degrees, 43 minutes, which 9 degrees Virgo is homicidal tendencies. So it's just best to, think and be love. And I would say, instead of thinking about harming one, it'll be best to just really take that energy and transform into something positive. Sun's ruling over that 12th house cusp. So let the light be shined upon the details and things that are hidden. All right. It makes me think of the moon card, right? Number 18, asking what's hidden and then allowing oneself to see that light and truth come through. And with Mercury, like I said, ruling over this sun, while I was doing its transit to Virgo and it's retrograde at 17 degrees. So yeah, really retreat into one's heart space, into one's inner temple, and ask those hard questions, ask those truthful questions. 12. And yeah, I think all will be revealed. As they say, like so-called shadow tendencies. It's really engulfing that leadership within oneself, and knowing how to balance to move forward and when to analyze and step back. So get your sessions and readings and really just look for things that are foreign to one, but can prove very beneficial. With that, I yield the floor. All right, so definitely hit that button twice. So let me come back one. I said no. So let me just go to date. Where's that date? Because we want to go, no, we don't, August 31st. Let's just go next. And there we go. All right, after a couple times, finally got back. So we got a lunar Venusian trine. It's definitely occurring before sunrise, 5:19. Luna's in the 8th, Venus in the 12th. This is the harmony between merging with oneself, so maybe seeing the beauty and harmony and relating with others. This is possibly having like heartfelt conversations, either if it's with your partner, your loved one, or even just within yourself. The sun's ruling over that. Sun's in the 1st. So this is about changing one's identity and approach by going east, going within, and just surrendering to the things that can't be seen, rather than be bound and tied to the material things. And Neptune's also in that 8th as well, conjunct Spirit. So yeah, this is like even doing like a vision board, possibly. It comes to mind of what one, would like to do or see for themselves. Let's see. This it's self-care day as well. This is possibly it's probably doing something at home, maybe ordering some comfy food, or taking a jog or a run, or just doing something that is aesthetically pleasing to oneself. So treat oneself, don't cheat oneself. It's kind of the energy or the vibes for that. And with that, I will yield. Got you. So let's see, that was, where did that move to? The 2nd? Yeah, we're still on the 2nd. Oh, we went back to sunrise. All right. So for that Saturday, and I think for those that join the astrological discussion with that Luna and Aries. Y'all have like a sudden change of heart with that energy. So make sure y'all are there Saturday. Tomorrow is Lawful Living, the Jurisprudence Gym. Friday is our impromptu improv. And also Friday court strategies for those that are part of Jurisprudence Gym. So those that are dealing with quote unquote court cases, or have questions, be sure to donate and be a part of that to learn. And then Saturday we'll be back for our astrological discussions with that. So guys, let me come back to that Venusian lunar trine right quick. Yeah, and don't be afraid to invest y'all's finance, guys, and things that are, bring beauty to one life. Whether it's going to school, going to painting or drawing classes. If that forward, back. Man, did it again. Jump back. We'll get back. Boom. Boom. Yeah, bro, I freaking hit that and it jumped and moved it to the 21st. And then I tried to go previous and it wouldn't even move back, it kept it the 21st. So yeah, Lunar Renewed and Trine. Yeah, don't be afraid to spend or finance, energy, or activities on things that allow one to really embrace the things that are hidden, what they would call occult knowledge. And 8 and 12, yeah. Venus at 12 degrees Leo. Is a degree of beauty. So yeah, make sure y'all join us Saturday, as that is the only aspect, and y'all will be able to really see and relate to the things that are beautiful that one might reject or not really be able to see. Right? Venus ruling over that 10th house and that 3rd house. So yeah, it's career, communications. So taking the things that we discussed during these astrological discussions and not only applying it to your personal lives, but to your career lives as well. Taking that into your local community and really not being in a fascination and denial about it, but, truly being sincere and having pure intent about the communications and thinking that's needed to be having not only within ourselves, but our local communities. And Jupiter, is ruling over Luna. Luna is ruling over Cancer. Jupiter is just in that 9th house. So some axodinal dignity that Jupiter has to bring this expansion of the knowledge and wisdom pertaining to this degree of beauty. And I'm trying to think what's 12 Aries. I think 12 Aries is the cusp of the 2nd lunar mansion. So it's coming off of spiritual intuition. So yeah, follow one's intuition. And with that lunar and Aries is really just looking to be guided. Move, girl. To be guided. What? And just taking charge and really not being so overthinking and critical about things. So moving on. Girl, I can't even type with your head right here. All right, so I'm gonna do move to the next day and do sunrise. Oh no, wrong button. And guys, yeah, be sure to really check out the YouTube. I mean, I'm trying to think, I'm not sure how many videos we have now, but last time I looked, it was over 380 videos, going in on this astrology, going on some things that pertaining to history, law and religion, civics. And for those that are signed up for Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, check everything out in that library as well. As there are hidden treasure or gems within that y'all might not even be aware of. Just because it's free doesn't mean it's worthless. There's plenty of stuff in there when it comes to, law books, astrology books, free stuff that y'all can, that y'all have access to, to utilize for yourself and your loved ones, to really study and start grasping, law and taking your place amongst the affairs of men. Not really looking for someone else to do the things for you, because that's only going to set up for one to be robbed of their estate, and rather than taking your title of your vast estate into your own hands, allowing others to drain your energy. So yeah, really see the value in the things that are free. Because yeah, we could be like, yeah, Prophet Noble Drew Ali University is 3,000, 5,000 notes. And things are like, oh, well, if it costs that much, surely, it must really be worth it. But, the best thing in life for free. Making that quote. All right, so I'm going to move on to Sunday. Why is it still on that day? Go next. There we go. So I'm going to go in for Sunday, September 3rd. All right, we got the sun at 10 degrees Virgo. 41 minutes. And it's a Sunday. So yeah, if guys, if y'all don't actually do it Saturday, I would say Sunday will really be a excellent day to do some deep cleaning. Doing some deep cleaning, maybe purifying one's space, cleansing, refining one's life. And, that's only not external, pertaining to one's domus, one's shelter, whatever y'all want to call it. But it's also the internal temple within oneself, cleansing the body. So maybe sun gazing, or just really looking at one's strengths and weaknesses, and removing or cleansing and purifying those thoughts of that would try to make one not feel like they're useful, or those thoughts that don't serve oneself that would allow them to serve humanity. So this is a very structural day, 10 degrees at a Capricorn degree. Take responsibility for one's own life and really do necessary cleaning and work, making the changes to the foundation. And with Mercury, I said, rolling over at its retrograde, which is now at 16 degrees Virgo. And it's symbolism, Christian ministries. So as we know, like, Moors cannot be Christians. If y'all ever go read Clock of Destiny, y'all really see why. So I'm saying something too with maybe the churches, cleaning up their act, or actually wanting to try to start changing up how they preach or deliver the word, as people are going to become more aware of things that have been hidden, and they'll start to realize that that whole life after death isn't security. It's more of the folly. It's more of keeping people passive, just like, well, this whole time that I'm here, I really won't be able to do anything until I die. And we didn't want to really question that. So really question the things that one has been told, in their early upbringing, in their early childhood. And with Mercury rolling over the 10th and 1st, it's dealing with one's structures and your identity. Man, move. And y'all self. So, can one really have those uncomfortable conversations within oneself, and ask those hard questions and ask what needs to be asked, especially when it comes to those that are, experts, or, the fathers, or ones that, wants to keep a public image. Ask those questions. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, they're not going to expect you to know certain things. And it's probably like, oh, well, I can't talk now, brother. Meet me in my private quarters, or I'll holler at you at another time. Can you move? Anyways, Christian ministries, theology, really get back into the mindset of one's ancient foremothers and forefathers. Start looking at various things and not be so one-sided within things, so that one can cleanse and purify themselves and be ready for things that are new, for new beginnings. beings probably could be also seeing, nines in a sense. Synchronicity when it comes to nines or sixes. So guys, really be open for that change. And yeah, don't be afraid to really change one's thinking. Because, just staying in one mode of thinking is really limiting oneself. All right, so let's go on to the next aspect. So we have a lunar Plutonian square, and it's definitely occurring after sunrise. All right, so we have Luna in the 8th house, 28 degrees Aries, 13 minutes. Pluto is definitely in that 4th house, 28 degrees, 13 minutes Capricorn. So it's still at the exaltation of Mars, when Mars is in Capricorn. And 28 degrees Aries is the power to realize a lofty ideal. So there, and Luna's in the 8th too. So yeah, there's a death and rebirth transformation occurring. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 occurring 5 houses away. So when it comes to creativity, how one expresses oneself, what seemed like it was stagnant or everything was working against you, one can really see the power and positive thinking, pardon me, and really using their will in a positive sense to make the necessary changes and transformations and not be bound to ancestral heritage or lineage that might have, not that really wasn't able to do the things necessary. So, taking everything as a step stool to improve oneself and move forward with the energies that are at present, and really not being so caught up in the things of the past. This is like a new time, a new journey. So allow oneself to really be healed and merge themselves deeper with their higher self and its spirit. And then Mars is definitely in the 1st, which we know it's, debilitated in Libra, as Mars rules Aries and Scorpio. So in Taurus and Libra, it would be debilitated, but it's just working harder. So, being okay with, having to work harder, and, not saying that everything doesn't come easy, but being okay with making no necessary changes within the home and within yourself, and really being able to see that beauty when it comes to balancing everything within your life, when it comes to yourself and the friends and the partnerships and how you appear, and then how those thoughts and that will that you are wielding are, being projected out into the world. So yeah, it's really about, that squares, like taking a step back and seeing things for what they are and not how one want them to, and then just moving forward with those ideas that come from seeing what's holding one stagnant, quote unquote. All right, so Luna is going to go void, of course, which is bias or remorse.
I'm back, bro. My apologies. I had to take that call, but I'm back.
3 hours, 3 minutes. It's
like, hold on. I thought, brother, that sign was going to be. So my apologies. Where are we, bro?
I just kind of, spoke a little bit on some different things. I just did the Luna square Pluto.
Correct.
Taking you to, or if you still want to go in on that.
I can finish up a little bit with A. So look, Pluto, of course, in the 8th, Brother Sean is going in on it there with, Luna in the 8th. It's very interesting because Pluto's in the 4th, right? So it's kind of like, the house that Pluto would feel more comfortable in, that's where Luna is, and the house where Luna would feel more comfortable, that's where Pluto is. So there's a bit of a mutual reception by house, but that's not something that's really discussed. However, we were to just briefly kind of look at, Jupiter's placement here in a chart. I think what Pluto would be able to have for us to see is a means for us to take our everyday routines, and probably, give it a bit of expansion in the home. Maybe there's some things in the home that we can do to better, expand and internally transform some things based on some creative thoughts that we have. Maybe there's some self-expression that we could actually utilize and incorporate into our everyday activities, be able to make the sudden changes that are necessary. Maybe it's from something that we've allowed ourselves to have an erudite experience with, maybe something we've read and can make those transformations accordingly. Maybe bring something that's apparently quote unquote foreign from outside of our homes into our homes. So maybe like adjusting a room, remodeling a room to, if you're, for example, into yoga and you have all these Hindustani based, tapestries and statues and things like that, or things of that nature, to kind of give a theme, as if someone traveled to Hindustan, or what's contemporarily termed India, right? Sindh, anciently. All right. So, however, but there being a quartile there's a stimulation between the subconscious mind with being able to pair energies with beings. So ones could be moving forward in their soul's destination. And when it comes to their health, being able to, take which was learned and being, and maybe it's about herbs and really taking, what one learned about herbs and being able to really stimulate a transformation within themselves. Maybe there's some things ancestrally that's been studied about. And it's like, hey, I'm going to incorporate these things that I see have come from generations prior to my existence that will be germane to, my conditions right now and today. So I think that people can really allow themselves to take on the challenge of overcoming the obstacle in, their self-expression by really allowing themselves to team up with ancestral remedies so that they can have a better experience in these days and times. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna is making its last aspect here, right? And it's going to go void, of course, for 3 hours and 3 minutes. And then it's going to ingress its exaltation sign. So Luna's ingressing Taurus in the 6th house. I have another 6th house ingress. Look at this, right? When it ingressed Aries, it was in the 6th house, right? However, it's there with the North Node, right? As well as Chiron. So here we can do some wounded healing, guys, as we're really on our destination and moving forward on our, what our soul is destined to do. I can really see here, we can really fine tune and check out some microscopic, details, so to speak, when it comes to allowing ourselves to see what is helping us, what is hurting us, and then being able to cut away that which isn't so beneficial to, our subconscious and psychological value and self-worth, so to speak. So here with Luna ingressing Taurus in the 6th house, it will also, affect, collectively speaking, it will also affect our higher learning and those long distance travels we may do sitting still, which could be looked at as meditation or either envisioning some things and putting one's mindset in areas and places where maybe even we can have this moment to go, you know what, my book's almost finished, right? I'm going to sit here and make sure that I can have the publishing come out appropriately. Maybe you're going to have someone actually edit what it is that you've written, and you're looking at that accordingly. I know for myself, I'm looking forward to getting another scholarship, I and Brother Sean, so to speak, so that's one thing it can be looked at too. Maybe you signed up for some type of scholarship for a term, for some type of class or so-called quote unquote program. And so here is where, there may be a review of that. And in that review, you will be soon getting a response for said scholarship. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, and the final one for this one is Luna sextiling Saturn here, about 1,600 hours. 1,600 hours, 35 minutes, and 33 seconds to be exact, for the 3rd September 2023. Luna's there in the 3rd house, all right? Very, very interestingly, some very important communications amongst people is very, very helpful. I think there is a bit of beauty to the structure of the conversation, so to speak. And when it comes to astrology here, I think what will be best, astrologically speaking, is to 9 times out of 10 consult an astrologer. I mean, I really think that this will be a really good time for people to really recognize that in order to better institute, having things work out favorably in their life, they may need to take the time to kind of slow down just a bit, or really internalize and look again, right? That's respect. Look again, again, spect, to look again at some things that they may be overlooking about themselves. And the best way to, get a solid comprehension, or at least get a view of what needs to take place here, is to really consult an astrologer. So here's where I say, guys, schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy sessions with Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. And make sure you get a mental magician report from Brother Sean, especially now since they are 32% off, right? Usually $450. You can get it now for $306, guys. You will not be disappointed, right? That's for the Mental Magician Report 3.0. And take yourselves seriously. When we provide you guys astrology, we know we'll give you further instructions in how you can definitely keep reference on yourself day to day, so that you'll be able to enjoy the journey that you should have been taking, taken on knowingly since you were little, and it should have been something that's been in the family continuously, generation after generation. So let us get to enjoying that. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased. Bro, you did the sunrise for me for the 30th. Let me do the sunrise for you for the 4th, and then you go in on the transits.
Oh, gratitude, bro. Indeed.
All right, so we're here at a look. It's 11 degrees for the 4th, right? So we're talking an astrological degree. Looky, astro cookie, right? So 11 degrees Virgo is an astrological degree, guys. So I'll say here, pay attention to the detail that's going to take place here, right? And I think on next day, right, that Tuesday, you guys will see, and we'll probably be letting you guys know on Tuesday. On that Monday, right? Probably when we go on our Intuition Monday, going to be letting you guys know, check us out on Office Hours with Dr. G on the 5th, right? As we'll be really speaking on Reiki and astrology, right? The Reiki and astrological connection. So I think here, just even going into what I was saying just in that last transit with lunar sextile Saturn here, rising with an astrological degree, I think it will behoove beings to not only schedule your sessions with 7 Heel Star, share it with a loved one. Make sure that they know the importance of really knowing self. Man, know thyself and thy Father God Allah, which actually translates to mind. Know ye self, and the process which Mother chose to call upon all balanced law pertaining to the zodiac. Period. That's it. That's all. There are people out here in the world that have been thriving because they have not let go of the metaphysics or the astrology or anything thoroughly Kabbalistic. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim El, Islam.
Gratitude. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all schedule your celestial promises, that me and Brother Hassan do, where we, briefly and quickly go in on some things, but, the sun's in and Mercury are in Virgo. So make sure that y'all don't mind either saving the finance or, spending the finance to really get the details about yourself. Because at the end of the day, if one's not knowing thyself, it's running from thyself. Or they're thinking that not knowing thyself is one important, but that's just like a bottle floating in the ocean, just going with the waves of the day and really not knowing. And then if one is really not knowing themselves, how are they really assisting them and then the others that are around them, rather than just being influenced by the things that we see and listen to? So with this Mercury, Jupiter, trine, Jupiter's got exodus on dignity, right? Ninth house of Sagittarius. Right, so Jupiter's got accidental dignity, and Mercury is in the first. And this is occurring right before sunrise. So if one can maybe rise up maybe about 30 minutes or an hour before sunrise, or for those that get up early, I think y'all really going to wake up this day with a sense of change. Mercury's at its exaltation degree. Jupiter's, pertaining to growth. So maybe some either new music is being propped up and ready to release, or being really just to see the growth that they have done. If they want to call it their trials and tribulations, they're really to see the growth and how they got through things. And this will be more internal, an internal battle within one's mind, because the biggest enemy, as they would like to say, is one's own mindset. So really, really able to remove their own thinking and be able to see things for what they are. And that's why the astrology is so important, and how it relates to it shows that there's no separation between church and state, between the holy books and the law books. And beings really able to remove themselves from the doctrine that has kept them passive, and their ancestors passive, and their family passive, from thinking that someone's gonna come to save them. And with this Mercury Jupiter trine, it's gonna it's really show a real hard look at oneself, rather than trying to distract oneself with things to keep them from really looking at things. There's gonna be some internal shifts that will occur, and it might have to come outside of oneself to really show like, hey, you really need to work on some things and really look at yourself. And that's where the astrology comes in. That's where the Reiki helps. Because the Reiki is just an assistance to the work that one can do for themselves. But at the end of the day, it's just, does one really want to do that work? Does one really want to have the conversations with themselves and, really become their own priest, rather than looking for someone else to tell them everything and what to do, rather than knowing for oneself? So with that, I'm gonna yield. So next up after that, we have a solar lunar trine. So some definitely harmony between the luminaries. Sun is definitely in that 12th house, right? Luna is in the 8th. So it's been a lot of aspects with Luna in the 8th. Girl, what? You don't even like being bothered like that. Move. So when it comes to the inheritances, I'm saying with the proper meditation, and know that Mercury, can't be seen being so close to the sun, but even just by journaling, this is what I'm really getting: journaling and having that detailed look at oneself, and just really looking at the dual nature side of things. They're able to start accessing their own inheritance. And whether, it's something physical, such as gifts or material possessions, or if it's just something as knowledge or memory of something that was kind of holding you back or holding you down, you'll be able to, like I said, utilize that, see that, and move forward from it, rather than, repeating loop-ended cycles. And move. Luna is ruling over the 11th house cusp, Sun's rolling over that 12th. So it's friendships and groups. So maybe having kind of like a friend day, going out doing something, or just sitting on some lives, or maybe even doing some charity work. With that energy, and just alleviating oneself of limiting beliefs. And, instead of thinking they're so limited, it's like, I'm unlimited, and changing their mindset and their hearts and their intuition and tuning into those higher frequencies. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so next, we have a lunar Venusian square. So Luna's still in the 8th, Venus is in the 11th. And this is occurring 4 houses away from each other. All right. Yeah. Once again, I know I did that lunar Venusian trine, so now it's at a square. So finding some stimulation with how one treats themselves or take care of themselves, and how one expresses that beauty. And Venus is definitely direct now out of that retrograde. So seeing a lot of external things occur now after that retrograde period in Leo. Like I said, receiving more gifts, or just being able to feel more comfortable having heartfelt conversations. And this is at 12 degrees, 12 minutes. So 12:12. This is occurring. So once again, yielding and surrendering to love. Yes, I see you. Yielding and surrendering to love, rather than wanting to control with love and finances, right? Everything doesn't have to be all about finances and energy spent. Things can be, given, whether it's service or acts of love, or even just, something as a communication or being a symbol of ear. All right. So if one doesn't, have all the extra finances, just finding things that are free and cheap. And spending on what's necessary. So with that, I yield the floor. Next, let's see, we have a lunar Mercurian trine. All right, so Luna's at 15 degrees Taurus, Mercury's at 15 Virgo. So once again, growth and exaltation. All right, so coming off that coming off that Mercurian Jupiter trine that occurred before sunrise, now Luna is making a trine to Mercury. So yeah, get that Moon Mercury workshop. I know for those that attended, they could look at this and really come up with their own, delineations. But become exalted with communicating with oneself and being of service. Moon is definitely in that 6. So some health things might come up, and that's where the higher knowledge of, seeing what one eats, maybe, getting into the whole alkaline diet, or learning about different herbs or different treatments. Maybe someone's thinking about getting some acupuncture done, or getting some Reiki done, or, attend that yoga class if one's been thinking about it. And if one can't go physically, do it via the internet. Or, find somewhere within one's local community to join with others. Don't allow, the things that one doesn't have to stop one from really finding ways to still access those things or do those things. With that, and with Luna and Mercury both being exalted, it's like, go with the flow and really just allow oneself to see the things that need to be seen, rather than expecting it to be a certain way and then being discouraged, or even just overthinking about something and being stubborn. So be free flowing rather than flow restricting, rather the flow being stricken. And Jupiter and Uranus is right there in the 6 as well. So there's some changes, sudden changes and transformation when it comes to the health. Possibly, definitely, external, and Jupiter is retrograde as well. So
Jason P. Click is retrograde beneath the horizon, man. Jason P. Click. So
with all these retro girl, I'm about to put you in your cage. You're being extra. You don't even like being bothered this much. Here, come here. Let me rub your little butt. There you go. You got my face. All right, so it's like looking within cannot be avoided, and only trying to avoid the things that are external are coming up is only going to prove to be more detrimental rather than beneficial for one. So yeah, go get that checkup, exercise with one's pets, get into the studies of self, and just be more of service, be about more than just you, non-statutorily speaking, and be about the people. With that, I yield the floor. So next up is that lunar Jupiterian conjunction occurring in the 5th. Wow. If you don't want the babies, make sure one is being careful, with that. Or one will be expecting a Taurus sun baby in the next 9 months, right? Jupiter ruling over the ascendant and also the 4th house. Luna's ruling over the 8th. So 1, 4, and 8. So this is self, home, and, the transformations or a death and rebirth. So once again, Luna is coming in exalted, Jupiter's at 15. So the growth is really being expanded within, and, will start to show on the external as well, as within, so without. So see how far one has came, really feel good about the things one has done, and, not allow the past to dictate oneself. And also great time to maybe take some classes, get with Brother Hassan for music theory, or, just taking some marketing classes or painting classes, something just to bring a sense of joy to one's inner child. So one might have to look back at the things they loved to do when they were younger and really tap back into that energy, to unleash the inner child creativity. And yeah, value those things. And with that, I yield the floor.
All right, so we're here on the 5th now, guys. Sunrise taking place at 12 degrees here. So this is business, right? Virgo, 12 to 16 degrees Virgo, just like 12 to 16 degrees Cancer is the business degrees, guys, right? And very interestingly, too, when just coming off of that 11 degrees, I will say, Zosma, which is like Delta Leonis, the 4th brightest star in the constellation Leo, was there too. So, with what Brother Sean was going over with those other transits, right? If you're coming across some things that seem egotistical, like someone's just, only really speaking on themselves without focusing in any way, shape, or form on other people or how to help others, or they come off immoral, right? You might want to stay away because there may be, if we would look at it also when it comes to that 11, just Zosma at about 11 degrees, 47 minutes roughly, fearful of poisoning, right? So you don't want your spirit poisoned by someone who could be like egotistical and or immoral. Allow yourself to take on energy pertaining to beings that are sincerely caring about beings, right? And sincerely sharing that which needs to be shared with beings, right? And I trust people will begin making better decisions by using their discernment to, do things based off what is needed and not based off of things that seems comfortable and popular. Sometimes what's comfortable and popular for you, or to your so-called liking, 9 times out of 10 could be the very thing that's taking you away from the goals that you actually need to be attaining to. So here, on this particular day, however, for the 5th September 2023, right? What we're looking at here, all righty. What we're actually looking at here. When it comes to business, and it's happening in Virgo too. I can see there being some remodeling. You may do what you do to organize all your different notes and things like that. For example, if you're someone that's dealing with the social media type energies, and that's what your everyday routine or daily routine or activities are. This is where you provide service for people. I think what you'll do is you'll go back and maybe edit some things as far as mission statements, for example, or captions for advertisements. Here is where you can actually go back and probably reread some things that you've already put out over these past 30 to 60 days, maybe, and really look at what it is you actually have wrote. If you find yourself finding any type of graphical errors, fix them with joy, right? And just allow yourself to move forward from there instead of, being hard on yourself. When it comes to the term business, when I say business, I'm speaking non-statutorily. Because most of the time when people think business, they are thinking performing functions of public office at the pleasure of the governor for tax purposes. So I'm not speaking about business in terms of you being a Title 26, 1 USC 1 also person, like, Title 26 United States Code under which is the tax code. You're not doing that, for tax purposes. Not knocking you guys that do. However, those of us, like myself and the rest of Seven Hill Star, we're doing things according to our ancient foremothers and forefathers principles, and therefore sharing with the with the entire galaxy, so to speak, to be able to, have resources for ourselves also. All right. So I think this is here where it's best to just, make sure you just do some late summer, pre-autumn cleaning, especially when it comes to the ventures. If you have a craft that you actually exercise and it turns into products when you're finished with that craft for you to be able to give to people, make sure you just, maybe tighten up on how you provide these things. Maybe it's some tools that may need cleaning, so to speak, or maybe you can allow yourself to sharpen up a skill set for yourself, right? So that's how I'm looking at that for this particular sunrise happening at 12 degrees. Again, 12 degrees to 16 degrees, actually, from 12 to 16. And when it comes to Virgo, is the business degrees, right? However, there, within that 12 to 16, there's other meanings also for those also, just to, give you guys a little insight into it, right? And with that, I'm going to yield the floor. Luna conjunct Uranus before sunrise, 27 minutes after 0300 hours. All right. And this is taking place in the 10th house. So, guys, pay attention to whatever your mind is occupied with. If you're resting and recharging here, I think when it comes to dreams, there are going to be, some things that may shock you, may seem, even let's say if you're dreaming about electricity of some sort, or dealing with, I guess, a well-lit home, so to speak, a very large home that's well-lit. This may be clues to actually you providing what you need for your own spirit, soul, and body, all right, to really have yourself move properly in a direction to better your standing, one, with inside yourself, which will then reflect your standing outside of yourself amongst your peers. So it will behoove you all to probably really pay attention to the knowledge that's being poured out again with Luna and Uranus here at an astrological degree within the 10th house. Find a means to really get the essentials out of astrology and really take your time to meet yourself. So again, schedule your Mirror Astro Literacy session with Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, and get your mental magician report from Brother Sean. With Luna and Uranus conjunct here from the 10th house, what I'll say will actually happen, just will, some way, shape, form, maybe, just maybe, something happens at this time where you were waiting on a certain amount of finances to come in from someone else. So that could actually happen. Or you may get a notification of a delay of some joint financial energies that you've been waiting on. As well as maybe there's some shocking alternatives, so to speak, pertaining to what's actually happening as far as you finding some finances, actually. If you have children that may have lost a tooth, so to speak, you may be the one that still, you may not necessarily be, having them believe in a tooth fairy, but you might find yourself at this time putting some finances under their pillow because you told them, well, hey, you lost your tooth, put it under the pillow. And then you put that, finance there for them to just kind of give them an experience, so to speak, of like, look at that. Hey, look, I got some finances because, I lost a tooth. And it's like, whoa, this is this tooth fairy. But I'm pretty sure, you and your children can have a realistic conversation about there's no tooth fairy, but it can be fun just for them to, turn losing a tooth into something a little more fun. Always make sure you're allowing that imagination to be bridled accordingly. With that, I yield the floor. Luna sextile Neptune at about 0900 hours and 59 minutes. Luna's sextiling Neptune. Luna's there in the 8th house, right? Neptune is there in the 5th house. So again, here, I think there's going to be some ancestral expression, right? Finding ways of really transforming through self-expression. However, one must really take on the wisdom in recreation in order to be able to find the sudden changes necessary for them to really find the beauty in taking on whatever has been like kind of poured out and shared from others. So even when it comes to one valuing their self-expression as well as shared interest in relationships, do ye best to make it your business, so to speak, to treat the creativity instituted in your relationship and what's being shared with you. Treat it as if it was like some precious property that you'd like to keep in either a jewelry box or a safe. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna's trine Pluto, about 46 minutes after noon, where it's going to be making its last aspect before it egresses Taurus and then ingress Gemini. So it's going to be Luna trine Pluto. Luna's there at 28 degrees Taurus, 10 minutes. Pluto's there at 28 degrees Capricorn, 10 minutes in the second. So this is a 7th and 2nd type of energy. Very interesting. I think there's going to be some valuable transformations in the home. Maybe you were waiting on some furniture to get delivered. Maybe when it comes to, and I'm seeing, like, for some reason, I'm having a picture of a living room in my head. So maybe that couch has showed up or that recliner has showed up for you, right? That's kind of what I'm seeing, because a recliner is something that can transform Pluto. Right, so you can be able to get some beautiful little rest, right? Second house, beautiful, right? Resting, so to speak, could also be looked at as, a little bit of the fact that it's in Capricorn, so to speak. So what I would like to say here, make sure when you're, seeing how you feel, you need a break, take a break, right? So that you can be able to be better to those that you have to do things for around the home. So if this shows up, this particular piece of furniture, or maybe it's something that can be added on, maybe it's a pillow, right? Take that rest, though, that you need after this moment in time so that you can be better, much better effect. Not only in the home, but maybe you have to help someone in the neighborhood with something soon too, especially after Luna egresses Taurus and then ingress Gemini, which is what I'm going to go in on next. So I yield the floor. About 6 minutes after 1600 hours, Luna's going to ingress Gemini. And here with Luna ingressing Gemini, what we'll actually see that is taking place, Luna's ingressing Gemini in the 5th house here. I really think if you're a songwriter, so to speak, or if you're a group, you know, that does some you know, vocal performance of some sort, write it down, right? Maybe you're a group that presents some type of, you know, um collective science project of some sort. Maybe you're a team of astrologers like I and my brothers, right? Which, so funny, you don't really see too many teams of astrologers out there unless you're talking like the Pi team or Seven Heel Star, but starting to see some more teams show up. Oh, we inspire you. However, with that being said, guys, make sure you're writing. Do your best to really write. Do your best to really make the writing important so that you can grow better as a self-expression, self-creative group. With that, I yield the floor. Right? And again, that move where the course was between 1246 and 1606 for you guys, just kind of let you know, right? That was what, about, what did I say, bro? That was about what, like 3 hours and 20 minutes. That void of course was. Just want to let you guys know. So spend no finances on the 5th between 1246 and 1606. All right. Indeed, brother. So for my last transit before Brother Sean takes us on out, or for the 6th, what we're seeing here, guys, it is Luna quartile Saturn. So the lunar Saturnian quartile, right? 90 degrees in aspect, or what someone calls a square, moon square Saturn. So Luna's there in the first house at 3 degrees, Gemini 6 minutes, Saturn's there at 3 degrees, Pisces 6 minutes while retrograde. So this is what we're revisiting. We're actually revisiting some things that were shared with us, right? Or how we're going to go about sharing some things. And so what we can actually do is really probably checking some emails here. All righty. And in checking those emails, what you're actually seeing is maybe there's something that you had missed and that you were looking for. And guess what? It's almost that so-called last few days before you got to actually, you know, take action with something. So allow yourself to be thankful and grateful that you came across this email, you found it or whatever, or maybe there was some communication that you were unsure of because, you know, someone in your home brought the mail in, but it was under some newspapers. It's like, yes, here it is. I thought I didn't get now that you can, you know, revisit this, you can move forward with there's some type of plan that you had. I will also say, because you're really looking to have this this experience where the foundation or the infrastructure pertaining to where you are spiritually, right? You're really looking to have this kind of like expansion within yourself. What do I mean by that? Like, you're making changes. Some people may have seen you some way in life some time ago. And what you're doing is you're probably transacting for different books or publications and things of that nature. And you've probably been bugging you. You're trying to figure out why you haven't received something yet. So either that email or that mail correspondence now kind of, you know, allows you to kind of relax a little bit, and then you can begin moving forward in whatever spiritual practice or activity that you wanted to take on, because, you know, you don't want to keep, you know, feeling limited by what your family thinks of you. So you're ready to move forward with that and be able to have this knowledge poured into you so you can make more of a humanitarian imprint within yourself that will reflect outside yourself the more you work on bettering your own self, right? Much better thought life, which will have you be able to better communicate to those outside of you. With that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Aleem L. Islam.
Islam, broski. All
Islam.
right. So here we are for Wednesday, for sunrise, for one of the 5 best day ever. The best.
Yeah, you're hilarious. Yeah.
No, I mean, don't look at me. All right.
Yeah,
so, yeah, sun 13 degrees Virgo. All right. Once again, we know it's rolling over the 12th house cusp. So once again, just letting the light be shined. This is, possibly, his brother Sam was talking about business. For those that statutorily do it, and for those who non-statutorily do it, get your astro marketing, right? Get to see what kind of content's best, where one should market themselves or post. Get into the details of that, and this definitely is, not exact Kazemi, but it's within 17 minutes. So we know that's occurring today as well. So let oneself be, transformed by the things that might seem versatile to them. Possibly even dancing, maybe wanting to take some dance lesson. I don't know why salsa comes to mind. So maybe someone wants to do salsa, what they call salsa, or, taking the stage of some sort, whether it's an actual theater or concert or something, or just taking stage in one's life, more serious and letting oneself be transformed by the light. Right. So, definitely get those astrology readings, get into the books and details, get into the nitty gritty, right? How can somebody have a vision so grand, but they don't have the necessary steps to take it? They're just envisioning without something practical to work towards. So get into the details. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, so let's see what we got. What's up first? Can you make that a trine, broski?
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Forgives.
All right, so it's interesting. So before sunrise, pardon me, and before the Sun Mercury Kazemi, we have a lunar Martian trine. Right, Luna's in the 11th, Mars is in the 3rd. Occurring 5 houses away from each other. So really just see the harmony and being in tune with oneself. As Brother Sign said earlier, writing. This is writing speeches or poetry, or really just journaling out the things that are occurring in one's mind. Whether that be beautiful, whether, it might not be so beautiful pertaining to their own mindset, but journaling and writing so that one can subconsciously really see what's going on and getting those feelings out. And it's at 6 degrees. So once again, it's back to Virgo, right? Service. So make sure one is being of service to themselves, to their local community, and humanity at large, humanitarianism. If one ideals are just only to fuel self, it really won't work. On the external and the material, it might seem like be working, but that's definitely cooking something up in the ethers. Be open to the service, do the journaling, and with Venus, ruling over Mars, Venus is in the 1st, right? So be, loving to yourself and, make a good first appearance. And so someone could be, this day, meeting someone and making a great and first impression that lasts, what we like to describe as forever. Right. So, communicate, right, get active in one's local community, and really be about the community and not about one's own selfish gains. And with that, I yield the floor. So moving on now to the Kazemi in the heart of the sun, Habibi. All right, and this is occurring at 13 degrees. So once again, transformation and versatility, stage and feet. Right, and this is in the 12th house. Would you look at this? So when it comes to the spirituality, when it comes to the art of breathing, there's going to be a lot of endings, a lot of endings, a lot of closure, a lot of healing. but it's internal, right? One has to really see the things, not one has to really see, they have to be open to, seeing why certain things didn't work out. And they have to see why. Was it on their part? What did they allow? Or what did others try to do? So, closure. And it's, coming extremely detailed, right? 16, something right there. So, this is possibly even wanting to be solid. So this is at 7:08 in the morning. So if one really has, if they're up, around this time, and they don't have to do anything, or maybe it's after, putting the babies, on the school bus, or, taking care of things, just try to find a little bit of a quiet time to really just listen to the kingdom within, that silence. Who said that? Was that Dragonfly Jones? Silence. So, find some time for silence to really just look within, and let one, let one see the light, man. This is a Kazemi this day. Be open to seeing that light, when it comes to your career, or maybe some goals, maybe some things are, being now clear, that wasn't clear before. So opportunity to move forward. And with that, I yield the floor. Let's see. Next, we have a lunar Venusian sextile. All right. Luna's in the 6th. Venus is in the 8th, pardon me. Another Piscean degree. Aren't you looking? So guys, service and dealing with others' finances or the partner's finances. Guys. This is like being able to I see that if I think one's partner will be able to really have some solutions to for someone trying to break an addiction, right? So let's say someone has something dealing with coffee, right? They really, really love coffee and they can't let go. I think someone's partner or someone they know will be able to relay a certain kind of information or present something new that's like, hey, I know you love coffee, but this is about the same thing, but it's just as good and it's more healthier. Luna and Gemini is about exercising, health, wanting to be social. So maybe actually taking, maybe some runs or some walks or visiting the library for some, right? Or maybe just going somewhere, in isolation, maybe going to the outskirt of a town, visiting their favorite river or something. But the opportunity to really work on things that are, religious and divine, rather than dogmatic beliefs. So with that, I yield the floor. We got now a lunar Mercurian square. All right, Luna's in the 5th, Mercury's definitely in the 8th. All right, so this is great. So with this Luna and Mercury, this is how we communicate and think. So maybe take a step back, and the communications are exalted, right? Mercury is ruling over that, over that moon, and moon's definitely is dealing with that 7th house. So equality, partnerships, relationships, business partners, really be able to see other points of view, hear others out, but still be concrete and firm in one's own thinking, but don't be so quick to dismay others. Actually listen rather than just hearing someone talk and then just wanting to respond, actually hear them out and listen. Yeah, and let's see, Mercury, yeah, I got double rulership over that house, cuz. So yeah, it's really just saying the things that need to be said, and also being open to furthering one's point of view. And with Saturn ruling the ascendant, Saturn's definitely in the second. So yeah, there might be some delays and some things that one might be waiting on. So don't let certain delays pertaining to finances or one daily routines really affect the communication and the importance and the value of those around you. And with that, I yield the floor. Final aspects for this great and magnificent day pertaining to September 6th.
Jesus, man, Joseph. You just changed on me. Hold on. I had it gone. Boom, there we go. I think that's it.
So now we have a...
That's not what it was.
Solar
Hold on,
lunar.
2 seconds.
Jump around. Jump around.
All right, boom. Now solar lunar. Let's get it. Solar lunar quartile. Okay, I think we're good here now, bro. I yield the floor to you.
Right. So yeah, sun's in the 7th, luna's in the 4th. So yeah, luna's definitely got accidental dignity, which is goody good. And let's see. Reflection. So 14 is 2, it's a Taurus degree. Yeah. Really see that beauty in balancing out the home life, the family life. Moon 4th. So having conversation with one's loved ones, or maybe even receiving messages from past loved ones as well is what's coming to mind. Taking the time to not really sign any new contracts right now. Just review it, definitely study, get your laws dictionaries that we have in Prophet Nova Jarley University. Or if one's, in the jurisprudence gym, taking that time to really review the contracts and not becoming surety to something that one shouldn't be surety to, right? Saturn and Uranus are really not ascendant. Uranus is in the 3rd retrograde, Saturn's in the 1st. So, this is like a change or a shift of one's thinking, one's luminary bodies, when it comes to, the heart and the breast and one's digestive system. So, do that flush or that cleanse or, take someone up on that health opportunity, like when it comes to like yoga or something, or that offering of able to give, service to others to help them, like any kind of weight loss of some sort. But I don't know why stretching has come to mind. So yeah, definitely find different ways, to stretch oneself and take care of oneself and one's partner and one's loved ones. So yeah, definitely learn about that to take that information to your loved ones. So get on that self-care routine and don't neglect it. And with that, I yield the floor.
Swan, man. Excellent, guys. We'd like to thank you all for joining us for our 7-day tropical medical astro weather report for the 31st August till the 6th September 2023. I want to go and check the chat and see who all joined us today while we were doing this live here. Let's see. Any questions, comments, and/or suggestions, guys? Let us scroll it. All right, Brother 7, Judah Bilal Bay says Islam. Brother Antonio Bay says gratitude. And our beloved son, to whom we're well pleased, John Alexander Dix Bay says peace and love. Peace and greetings to all 3 of you. Right, guys, I'd like to thank you all. And again, we got a bit of advertising to knock out, but I have a vocal coaching session to do. I'm actually doing some vocal coaching. Alrighty, guys. I know that's not on the website though, but I mean, people that know me can, ask for things like that or whatever, because like I said, man, it's so many different things that, that I can do, that I, don't mind doing, even if it's not all advertised. So if I advertise everything, it's just like, man, it's just going to have to be like multiple websites for so many different things. Right. But so with that being said, we look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday for our discussion. We already know next day, which is Thursday, we'll see you guys at Lawful Living for the Bible study, right? Friends in Law Bible study for Thursday. Friday, you'll see us for Impromptu Improv, for we're going in on the Article 3 for Zodiac Constitution. So you guys will see us early on Friday. And then, so, because, court strategy for Lawful Living is on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. Adjust your time zones accordingly. And then Saturday, guys, we look forward to seeing you all for the astrology discussion. Like I said, we have an astrology discussion this Saturday, which is the 2nd, then the 9th, and then the 16th. And then the 23rd, 30th, 7th, and 14th. So 23rd and 30th of September, 7th and 14th of October, we'll be doing what is it called again, Brother Sean? The healing for the community. What is it again, man?
Self-healing and community building.
Yes, self-healing and community building, right? So that's a workshop, right? And like I said, guys, we will be going in a lot more on that on Tuesday with office hours with Dr. G. So you guys can have details about that and come and join, right? And know how to take all these things that seem, so technical and above your head and see how we make it practical for you guys so you can use it for yourselves and your loved ones, all right? No more questions, comments, and or suggestions. Well, let's just say comments, questions, and or suggestions going twice. This is where I and Brother Sean and Lee Mel say, be yourselves and donate, guys. Yes, you'll see in the description, it's both I and Brother Sean and Lee Mel's CashApp, guys. Don't be shy. Go and, make your donations, guys, because we know we do a lot, and we trust you guys can see that we do a lot also. So contribute and be generous in your love gifts, alrighty, accordingly. And with that being said, guys, no more questions, comments, and suggestions going thrice. On behalf of Brother Hassan Ghazio Bey, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, Brother Corey Bey, and Brother R. Muwaba Bey, this is where we say to you all, we love you. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 guys. Peace.
Peace.